Throughout the course of NBA history, we have seen a plethora of legendary runs. Despite the recent implications that winning is a team stat, there have been very few championship teams throughout post-merger modern history that weren't helmed by an all-time great individual. In reality, very few balanced teams lacking a true elite go-to player ever end up actually winning anything. But in some instances, we see a dynamic duo emerge. But yet for some reason, we seem incapable of recognizing and appreciating a second player on most championship teams. Nikola Jokic just completed one of the best playoff runs in NBA history, but to overlook or marginalize Jamal Murray's impact and value to this title team would be as ignorant and short-sighted as suggesting that Kobe was carried by Shaq. And Jamal Murray has been no stranger to career disappointments and setbacks. A rather highly touted prospect coming out of college after his one and only season with Kentucky, Murray was drafted 7th overall by the Denver Nuggets.
With the 7th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Jamal Murray.
And in his 4th year, in the 2019-2020 season, Murray started to show flashes of the beginning of a potential rise to elite status. As in the Disney bubble, Denver made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals with a then 22-year-old Jamal Murray averaging 26.5 points per game, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds for the Nuggets in that postseason. Next season, Murray was in the midst of his best year of his young career. But on April 12, 2021, Murray would suffer an ACL injury in a game against the Golden State Warriors. And in an instant, a promising career as well as a budding powerhouse team in Denver was thrown into doubt. Murray would miss the remainder of that season and those playoffs, as well as the entirety of the following season and playoffs. During this time, Nikola Jokic would emerge as arguably the best player in the NBA, winning back-to-back league MVPs in Murray's absence. However, a team which got to the Western Conference Finals in Murray's last healthy year would regress without him, despite Jokic's emergence. As in the 2021 playoffs, the Nuggets would be swept in the second round, and they wouldn't even make it out of the first round in 2022. Murray's eventual return from the ACL injury would be bumpy over the course of the 2022-2023 regular season, but it became evident that he was back to form early on in the playoffs, leading the Nuggets in scoring in their first-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And throughout the course of these playoffs, Murray's play exceeded the level of merely a second fiddle or second option or a Robin, whatever backhanded offensive fake compliment you want to pay him. Murray would lead all scorers for either team in the Western Conference Finals against the LA Lakers, averaging 32.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists for the series on, check these shooting splits, 53% from the field, 41% from 3, and 95% from the free throw line, all while punctuating his performance in the series with great help defense on LeBron James on a potential game winner in Game 4. Along the way in these playoffs, Murray and Jokic made history together. In Game 3 of the NBA Finals, they became just the first pair of teammates ever to record a 30-point triple-double in the same game, and their combined 56.1 points per game for a playoff run is third most in NBA history, behind only Kobe and Shaq's 59.8 per game in 2001 and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry's 56.6 points per game in 2017. For the 20-game postseason, Murray averaged 26 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds per game, while shooting 47% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and 93% from the free throw line. Murray is not the best perimeter player in the world, like Kobe was during the early 2000s, while he got routinely disrespected and belittled during the course of the title runs with Shaq. He isn't even the perennial all-star Kyrie Irving was, while providing instrumental play throughout the postseason in 2016, when LeBron famously disparaged his impact and took all the credit for that championship.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
And Jamal Murray isn't a historically great all-time player like Dwayne Wade or Scottie Pippen. But while Jamal Murray is too damn classy to ask for it himself,
and I want my damn respect too,
I think he is owed some recognition here. The Nuggets weren't a super team looking to steal cheap rings. They have encountered hardships and setbacks, but they stayed the course and won the right way, instilling belief in their big two, and failing to acknowledge just how good Jamal Murray was over the course of these last 2 months would be failing to see half of the bigger picture.